whatever. We are talking about the latest episode of Reasonable Doubt. We're talking about season 2, episode 9, and let's get into it, man. Yes. Well, let me just back up. I may go out of order. I'm not going to go scene by scene, step by step. I try to make this roughly around 10 minutes or so. So I may just focus on characters that stood out to me and then keep it moving like that. So with that being said, let's start off with someone that's kind of different. I'm going to start off with Sally. And yes, I do believe it is not fictional. It is a real thing where you can be mad at your partner, still be horny enough to get some, and then once the deed is done, go back to being mad again. And that's exactly what Sally's husband expressed at the beginning of this episode. You know, he's still, reasonably so, with a lot of good reason, he is still mad at Sally for putting their house up as collateral for Shanelle during this whole crazy trial, only for Shanelle to make a fake runaway attempt with Adrian, therefore putting Sally and her family house at risk of being taken away from him by I guess the justice system or whatever. So yeah, I thought that said a mouthful, and you could tell that's something that is reasonably a reason to be like lingering mad at somebody. Even afterwards, I think later on in the episode, he was going out somewhere. She's like, "Are you coming back home?" And he was like, "Unfortunately, yes." So, you know, I don't know how much makeup sex she's going to have to give out, but it seems like a long way to go still. But yeah, I do believe that is very true. Also, I think quite the change of pace, if I'm not mistaken. This has to be the first episode where Jax and, oh my goodness, Jax and Lewis. I don't know why, yeah. This has to be the first episode where Jax and Lewis got along this entire episode. We definitely see that they're, having a game plan on how to approach Spencer, catching him with like weed or something that he's vaping. It was funny how they approached it. They're doing the tag team, kind of a good cop bad type thing, putting them on punishment for the weed. And, just like an old don't do drugs commercial, she's like, he's like, Spencer's like, "I saw you do it, Mom. You smoke." And so, of course, she had to get at him, talking about, "I am not 15 years old also, and you need to stay out of grown folk business. How about you worry about doing stuff when you're an adult?" But we also see that it was kind of a learning moment, because later on in the episode, Jax is smoking and immediately thinks of her son Spencer and is like, "Damn it, I think I really need to quit. He may be on to something." And it was also funny. We also see like little playful banter between Lewis and Jax, and Lewis is like, "Damn, that looked like Jadakiss versus Dipset in there." And of course, Jax comes back with the quick shot of, "All right, well, you still got to tell him about your baby, Cameron." And immediately, old boy plays. Just throughout the entire season, I feel like the creators of this show, writers, or whoever else is involved, whoever is involved with the soundtrack has been killing it since season 1. They really just body this entire soundtrack. Like the music always tends to set the mood for the next scene. All that. It's just been great. Shanelle is still looking crazy. I don't know what her game plan was at the last minute, calling up Cory Cash to question her instead of her homegirl. And that's another thing. You think she's been going through enough to understand that, okay, I have to remain calm throughout this process in order for me to make some type of progress as a credible witness to my own trial here. So clearly that is on shaky ground. I wouldn't say she failed miserably as a getting up there on the stand, but of course Lucy did have her visibly frustrated, and who knows how that's going to go. You see, Lucy feels confident that so confident that they took back the plea deal that they initially sent out. 10 years for manslaughter instead of murder 1, or however you word it. So yeah, man, I think the thing that got under my skin the most, for a couple episodes, but this one in particular, JT's mom, Mavis, really got under my skin, and I just so secretly wanted Ebony to have some type of secret recording in her pocket or something, because Mavis was talking reckless. You know, you're not gonna get up on that stand. I got some secrets about you. I'm here to make sure you never see Natasha again. Mavis is ugly and just brutal. I mean, ugly in terms of, I'm not talking about anybody's features, physical features, but just ugly in terms of just a stank attitude. Stank attitude, despite all, despite these, despite how true it is that her son was like this abuser, she has him on a pedestal that is like, just unreasonably through the roof. It seems like it'll never change. So I hope Mavis gets what's coming to her. I really hope that somehow, some way, Cory Cash and Jax pulls out some Hail Mary to get the best deal possible for Shanelle. And that's one thing. Just to rewind a little bit, that was an interesting conversation too between Shanelle and Sally. Definitely was kind of a rough conversation to have. Shanelle is, out of everything that Sally is doing, Shanelle had the nerve to call her selfish. Excuse me, call her selfish, despite the fact that she didn't put up her own house in order to help with the bail and all this other stuff, or to help with her cousin. So yeah, I'd be upset and I would have stormed off as well. They keep talking about second episode in a row now, talking about, hey, we might as well. Well, I guess Sally wanted to come through with the truth at first, but Shanelle yet again changed her mind again. She already changed her mind about Jax not questioning her at the last minute. She changed her mind about not coming through with whatever really truly happened. And I really feel like, unless it's just like some wild left turn that I'm not aware of, it definitely seems like Sally played a role in killing JT, and that's what the big surprise is going to be. Anybody else at this point seems like it's just going to be, I don't want to say unbelievable, but it definitely will come out of left field. That's just my opinion with that. But yeah, so great episode, man. And I still want to know more about Lucy's estranged ex-husband. Like, apparently, since he's won his custody, he was able to hang out with his son today. Seemed like they had a great weekend together. He took him to Dave & Buster's. Just had a great time of this whole shared custody thing. Of course, you see she puts the AirTag thing on him. Husband, and the estranged husband finds out about it, and kind of had Lucy looking crazy a little bit. Like, whatever that he is shown or proven to the courts, seems like he's sane enough to watch over his kid. But being that next week is the finale, I'm not taking anything for granted. Maybe he is secretly crazy. We just don't know it yet. So far, he seems like whatever wild stuff he was into, he seems to be reformed and a changed man from that. So let's see that. And Cory Cash definitely seemed like a consistent character throughout this entire season. Same with this. He's always had the same MO. I'm trying to win this case for Shanelle so I could win this, try to reverse my wrong actions for Isabella in his initial case. So we'll definitely see. Unfortunately for Cory Cash, Isabella got impatient and has fired him over the jail phone. So who knows where that's going to go. So I'm going to end it here. Once again, I try to keep these under 10 minutes. And hey, man, if you saw this episode, you come across this video, let me know your thoughts, if you agree or disagree with some of my theories. Damn it. It will be a little over 10 minutes. I do believe that the other homegirl who is trying to, her name escapes me, but she's with Jax and Sally and Shanelle. She's trying to have a baby through IVF. It looks like there's no heartbeat, so she has one more embryo left, and one more egg left or whatever. And if that doesn't work, she has to go back to the drawing board. Bold prediction. I have a feeling that some roundabout way, the baby that Lewis is expecting to have with Tony somehow gets adopted by this friend who's struggling to have a kid. I'm not going to say that like Tony dies during the pregnancy or something. But I don't know. It might be a reach. I feel like something happens to where this woman ends up adopting Lewis's baby. Don't know how. I'm not trying to write off Tony or anything else like that. Just my predictions. Love it or hate it. Let me know what you think.